Hello folks, Y Guy here again. Welcome to my home on this very beautiful summer afternoon. The name of this video is called The Y Guy Exposes Real Love versus Fake Religious Love. Okay, I hope these shadows, I can barely see the screen here. It looks like somebody's shining a flashlight just on my eyes. Anyway, this video, I'm just going to warn you right now, out of the gate here, okay? It's not just going to step on some religious toes, it's going to stomp on them. And I don't mean that maliciously. It's going to. All right, and I'll explain here. So what does real love look like versus fake religious love? And I'm going to use a pet doctrine to show you. And it's going to be very offensive, and that's not my heart. That's not my goal to offend. It's to get you to think a little bit. Okay? Fake religious love declares that God demonstrated His love by sacrificing His Son to pay for yours and my sins. That is fake religious love. People are going to be thinking, what? However, real love was demonstrated by God for not seeking vengeance, by completely forgiving all of mankind for murdering His Son. And not just those people who did the actual act, but all of creation. That's real love, folks. God sent His Son to reveal the love of God. Jesus revealed the love of God. And it was religious men who demanded Him to be sacrificed, not God. You don't think so? Well, then what about Matthew 12:7 that says, I desire compassion and not sacrifice? That's God speaking, apparently, as it was recorded. And what about Hebrews 10:5 and 6? It says, sacrifice and offerings you have not desired, and sacrifices for sin you have taken no pleasure. Okay? And last but not least, Hebrews 10:8 says, sacrifices and offerings and whole burnt offerings and sacrifices for sin you have not desired. You have not desired. What? But yet desired Jesus to have that done to Him, right? Nor have you taken pleasure in them. Of course, He wouldn't take pleasure in them. So what's going on, folks? You know, how did Christianity get so far off? Here's the answer. Slandering God with the hell doctrine, for starters. Okay? Because people who do that, in their minds, what other reason is there to be saved? We had to have a sacrifice. We had to have Jesus being sacrificed for our sins to save us from hell. Those are doctrines of men that's been handed down for centuries. Okay? However, folks, all is not lost. It's not. Because that same Spirit that raised Christ from the dead is now coordinating in the hearts and in the minds of people throughout the whole world to reject those doctrines of men and to expose God's true identity. Just like Jesus did when He came. Then when He did it, they murdered Him. You know, like I've always said, question. I've said this in so many different videos. Question and judge anything and everything, every doctrine and every Bible translation that you ever read. Okay, question it. Question everyone and anyone, teachings, anything I'm saying, question it. And every word that comes out of anyone's mouth that doesn't, and that's a key word, that doesn't complement God's love and bring forth the fruit of His Spirit. See, there's the caveat. Don't question it just for the sake of questioning. Have a purpose for questioning it. Does that make sense? And in closing this video, doctrines of men will always fall short, folks. always. But love never fails. So there's never a need to be afraid to question what you've been taught, or to question what you believe, and definitely question where those beliefs originated. Look into it. Do some research. Look into history. It's fun. Okay, I can't say enough that it is. Well, look me up on Facebook under a group called the Y Guy Group. And I also, that's a private group. I have a public timeline under the false avatar name of John Anthony Jones. I meant to say Jonathan, and I retyped it John Anthony. Okay, so try to hook up with me. Ask me some questions, okay? And find out where my heart and head is really at. And I don't think you'll be disappointed. I really don't. I published a couple of books. A third one is on its way, but I published a couple of books. You guys can check them out. You know, at least read the first few pages on Amazon. The first book is called In Defense of God's Love. And the second one is called Is God Bipolar? By the Y Guy. Okay? Consider subscribing to this channel if you haven't already. If you want to support what I'm trying to accomplish here, I have a link. I'm going to supply a link to Coffee and Patreon. So, thank you so much.